The storm desk. Read the storm, book the roofs. 10 leads hit the board on a busy Tuesday, 3 estimators, 1 truck. Someone calls them back in order, and the day fills up. Then half go nowhere. A renter who can't sign. A 2-year-old roof. An address 40 minutes past your line. Each one eats 2-3 hours with drive time, and they looked identical on the sheet. By the end of this, you'll know the 5 questions that sort a real job from a dead one in under 4 minutes. Your most expensive asset isn't the truck. It's a salesperson's day. Most roofers chase speed to lead, and they're half right. The first company to answer a leak call and show up with a tarp often wins it. But speed without a screen just means you reach the wrong houses faster. Qualifying is the screen. It decides whether a name is worth an estimator's windshield time, the hours a representative burns driving to and from a stop. 5 questions do it. Problem and safety. Authority. Source and consent. History. Outcome. Asked in that order, every time. The order is the whole trick. You've met BANT, budget, authority, need, timeline. The old sales shorthand. Applied straight to roofing, it gets 2 things wrong. First, leading with budget is a mistake. A homeowner who just watched a ceiling tile fall has no idea what a roof costs, and asking for a number in minute 1 reads as a setup to upsell. Second, BANT has no concept of safety or consent, and roofing has both in spades. So you keep BANT's bones, fix the order, and bolt on what roofing can't live without. Question 1. What are you seeing, and is anyone in danger right now? Open with the roof, not the sale. Tell me what's going on with the roof gets a homeowner talking. Do you need a new roof puts a 6-figure idea in their head before you know one fact. Then ask the hazard question flat. Is water coming in right now? Near any lights or outlets? Is a ceiling sagging? Their words go in the record exactly as spoken. Water stain in the upstairs hall after last night's storm beats needs new roof because the second one is your guess. One branch of question 1 overrides everything else. Run a stoplight on the record. Red is an active leak near electrical, a sagging ceiling, a tree on the structure, or someone already on the roof. Red stops the sales flow cold. No estimate yet. You run the emergency protocol, tell them not to touch wet fixtures, not to climb up. Working from a roof or ladder is exactly the fall exposure federal fall protection rules exist to address. The red flag is the one rung you never trade for speed. Question 2. Who owns or signs off on this property? More appointments die here than on price. The estimator drives 40 minutes, walks the roof, then learns the person nodding along is a renter or one spouse who can't decide alone. The job stalls. Ask it neutral. Who should be there when we walk the roof and go over options? A renter can report a leak but can't authorize work. An HOA board owns a shared roof. When authority is unclear, the lead isn't bad. It's incomplete. Market needs authority and book the step that gets the right person there. Authority is also where the in-home sales rules live. If you knock doors or close in living rooms, the Federal Trade Commission's cooling off rule gives buyers a right to cancel many sales of $25 or more made at their home until midnight of the 3rd business day. You give written notice and you honor cancellations. There are exemptions, so this is a have your attorney build the paperwork item, not something a canvasser improvises. If you sell in homes, your intake assumes the cooling off period exists and routes the right signer to a compliant signature. Question 3 does 2 jobs at once. How did you hear about us, and how may we reach you? The source half is pure intelligence. Referral, sign, search, mailer, knock, or vendor. Over a few hundred leads, those tally marks tell you where to spend. The consent half is where fast teams get in trouble. If a consumer inquires, you generally have a roughly 3-month window to call them, and an existing customer gives you up to 18 months, even past the do not call registry. But that doesn't cover auto-dialed calls, and if they say don't call, you stop. This is exactly why storm season is a minefield. After hail, the temptation is to import a zip code and start auto-texting the whole list. Don't. Federal Communications Commission rules generally bar auto-dialed marketing texts to a mobile without prior written consent, and a 2025 change closed the lead generator loophole, so a consent of vendor collected for itself does not transfer to you. Before a representative dials, ask the vendor in writing what the consumer agreed to and whether it's shared. We paid for it is not consent. Question 4 turns a vague name into a file an estimator can prepare for. What do you know about the roof's age, history, and any storm or claim activity. How old is it? If they know. What's the material? Any past leaks or prior contractors. Never ask a homeowner to climb up and shoot the roof. Age is the strongest planning signal you'll get. Architectural asphalt shingles are commonly rated near 30 years and 3-tab near 20, but real service life often runs 70 to 80% of that. A 2-year-old roof is almost never a replacement lead. Storm history is the other half of question 4. Hail doesn't only punch holes, it ages a roof. The Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety tests shingles and finds sealant strength is critical to resisting wind, and that even sub-severe hail can wear a roof's resilience and accelerate aging. So a roof beaten 2 seasons ago can fail in the next ordinary windstorm. A 15-year roof that ate hail last year is a stronger inspection than a brand new roof. And record it honestly. Customer says a contractor blamed hail is a true note. Hail damage confirmed is a claim you haven't earned yet. Question 5 separates the immediate action from the eventual sale, and it's where you finally, gently touch budget. What would help most right now? An inspection, a repair, quote, replacement options, documentation, or a maintenance plan? Each answer routes somewhere different. Just stop the leak is priority dispatch. Storm hit, is my roof okay is document the conditions, not a verdict. Now touch budget lightly. Are you getting more life out of it, or weighing a full replacement? Budget belongs here, at the end, framed as options, never a number you squeeze out up front. Here's the line, and it is not subtle. Storm leads pull a fast team toward insurance talk, and that's where well-meaning people break the law. In 2024, the Texas Supreme Court held that a contractor cannot act as a public adjuster on a property it's contracted to repair, with administrative, criminal, and civil penalties for crossing it. So memorize a hard line. Don't say we'll get your claim approved. Say we document conditions with photos and measurements, and the insurer decides coverage. Don't offer to waive or eat the deductible. That's insurance fraud in many states. You document, you write an estimate. The homeowner owns the claim. Here's where RoofPredict fits and where it doesn't. The 5 questions qualify a lead after the phone rings. RoofPredict works the step before that, deciding which homes to call. It pairs an estimated roof age range with storm physics modeled per individual home, hail and wind scored house by house. So your outbound points at roofs that are genuinely due and skips the brand new ones. It does not inspect the roof, diagnose damage, or decide coverage. Roof age is a range for planning, not an exact date. The list sharpens who you call. The questions decide. Close the loop. 5 questions. Problem and safety. Authority. Source and consent. History. Outcome. Run them in that order. Write down facts instead of guesses. And a paused lead is one waiting on the right next step, not a loss. Red flag stops the sale. No signer, no job. A 2-year-old roof isn't due. The insurer decides coverage. You just document. And your cheapest jobs aren't on tomorrow's list. They're in your old book. Roofs you sold years ago that quietly aged into the storm. Spend your estimators, days on the roofs that are actually due, and the homeowners who can actually say yes.